Yes folks, as you can see, we are back out on the pitches on a glorious summer day. This time with a drill that's going to help you in your 1v1 situations, both for the attackers and the defenders, but there's an added focus for the defenders to really work on their footwork in those 1v1 situations. So I'll break it down for you. I'll also show you some live examples with me going against a defender in a 1v1 situation. So let's get into it and I'll show you how it works. So first things first, how does the drill itself actually look? Well, you've seen we've got an orange box that I'm currently stood in, we've got a green box on the far side, we've got a green gate in the top left, a green gate in the top right, and a big orange gate in the middle to represent the goal. Because obviously, what we want to do as an attacker, we want to try and cut inside and drive towards the middle of the pitch, towards goal, towards the danger zone, all right? Now, as a defender, I obviously want to try and avoid that from happening. I want to try and force them wide, ideally out of the pitch, but if they have to, I'm going to force them wide through the green gates. Okay, that's the whole point. But as you can see, it doesn't require too much space. I'm literally working in the corner of a pitch. Now, it's 9 paces wide, this one, and this is for working with kind of, youth players, maybe going into adult players. If you're working with really young players, you can tuck it in a little bit, 7 or 8 paces sort of thing. If you're going with kind of full adults, you can go out to 10, 11 paces, depending on how hard you want to make it for the defenders, basically. The wider it is, the harder it's going to be for the defenders, and slightly easier it is going to be for the attackers. But the whole point of this drill, it is in the defenders' favour, all right? The defenders are in control. They're trying to show the attackers where to go. As the defender, I cannot, and it's really, really important I stress this, I cannot get twisted and turned so that I face my back to the attacker. The minute that happens, the attacker's in control because you're trying to check shoulders. You don't really know where they are at all times. So as a defender, I'm trying to stay nice and side on in that nice low set position, and I'm trying to guide the attackers to where I want them to go, all right? Now, the first time you do this, I recommend you actually do it without the ball, okay? Without the ball, just to get used to the movements. We're looking at footwork, how quickly I can open my hips, and I can stay in charge of the attacker and guide where they go, okay? But all that's going to be and how it works, attacker starts here on the white line, defender starts there on the orange line, and all it's going to be is attacker's going to come into the box. It's not anywhere along they want, but they're going to come to the box, defender's going to come out to meet them. Not too tight, because in reality an attacker will just knock the ball past them and go. Not too far away, because again in reality, the attacker just get the ball out of the feet, pass, shoot, deliver, whatever it might be. So I'm trying to get nice and tight enough within touching distance that I can affect the attacker. I can try and nick it if I can, but I can also move and adjust to their movement. So as that defender, the drill goes live, attacker comes in, I'm coming out, I'm staying nice and side on, and I'm going to try and guide them towards an area. Now the minute the attacker crosses that orange line, it's basically a race, or I'm trying to twist and turn them to get through the gates. Attackers try and get through the big orange gates, defenders try and force them out, just try and get them out, use the touch lines as your friends, okay? The worst case scenario, they're going through the middle. You don't want your attackers going through the middle. So defenders, that's the whole point. Try and be really quick at adjusting those hips. Attackers, really try and twist and turn. Defenders, try and adjust, and then push them out of play if you can. And I'll show you some examples without the ball of those live drill demos now. Okay, so you saw the live drill without the ball. Now let's talk about with the ball. Now obviously as an attacker, this is quite hard. It's quite a small space. So defenders are in control. They're the ones that are going to try and dictate where you go. So attackers, this is a great one for you to really try and pull something out of the bag, twist and turn them, get them kind of really uncomfortable in uncomfortable positions where they've got to twist and turn and be really quick to try and get back into that nice set position so that they can dictate play. Defenders, obviously, you've got to avoid that from happening. You've got to try and stay in control at all times. So ideally, you always want to be able to face the player and the ball. The minute that attacker cuts back inside, I'm just going to adjust my hips so I'm here and I'm ready for whatever comes next, okay? Now, a really good important piece of detail here is as I'm moving, what I don't want to do is I don't want to side shuffle. Yeah, I don't want to be up in the air for any amount of time. If I can, and I can be really quick with it, I'm going to bring my foot across. The minute it turns inside, I just open that hip up, bring my foot across, and look, I can guide them towards this area. Even if, I'm kind of mid-step and the attacker's really good, chops back inside, all I do is I just quickly open my hips again, and I'm just trying to stay in control the whole time. The minute that attacker really goes for it, get your arm up, get your barrier across, stop them from getting through one of those gates. Certainly try and stop them from coming into the middle of the pitch, cutting back inside and driving towards goal. So let's have a look at how the live examples look with the ball now. So there you have it. Hopefully you've got a good idea of how this drill works and some of the really key important points. Like I said, defenders, you want to be in control at all times. You want to try and guide the attackers to where you want them in the pitch, and then if you can, you just step across and win it, or you shepherd them out of play, guide them out into the touchline, you win yourselves a throw. It's really good way of practicing those movements. Attackers, really good one for you. Can you get a bit tricky? Can you pull someone out of the bag? Can you twist and turn those defenders? Okay, but you can do this 1v1, you can do this with squads, just literally have 2 lines, or you can set up multiple of these grids down the line and you can have many players working at once. I've used this drill loads of times with really young players all the way up to full adults. It's a brilliant one though for youngsters to really start to teach the basics of defending and being able to move those feet nice and quickly and staying open at all times and not getting turned, not turning your back on the attack. All right, so give it a go. Thank you ever so much for watching. That'll do it for this one, and I'll see you very soon.